Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Some new stuff from both Civivi and Sencut. There's a sticker on here that says these release on June 26th. Obviously you guys are watching this way past June 26th, so they will almost certainly be available. I will link them down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to Civivi for sending these in. Why didn't you release these on that day? My unboxing schedule is so backed up. There's so much stuff. I have so much content that has been scheduled. I do my best to get it as close as I can, but obviously I am overwhelmed with pocket knives. I only try to show some of the most interesting stuff, yeah. It's really hard to keep up with everything. So anyways, I think we're going to do one of the Civivis first. Now, they come with the papers, and it'll say what they're going to cost. But before I look at the paper, I really would rather just open it up. So this first one here is called the Pragma Prime. That's kind of fun to say. Pragma Prime. Gray aluminum and Damascus. Okay. Hoping for another big win from Civivi. I mean, like, I like all their standard stuff. It's all really good, right? I'm hoping for like a really big win from Civivi. I've just come to expect that. Okay, cool. So it's a button lock, but what we have here is obviously going to be a core, I think. Yeah, Sanmai. So that's cool. Nice thumb stud. We got an aluminum frame. Got some holes here. People think one way or another about holes, right? Whatever you think. T8 screws. We have reversible positions for the pocket clip, or left-handed positions for the pocket clip. Kick that out. Oh, nice. Ooh. Ooh, that's not what I was expecting. They have the whole thing etched. Obviously, you don't have to buy this knife with the... Wow. Hold on a sec. So the ergonomics on this are really good. This is also bigger than I expected it to be. Okay. I'm liking this knife more than I thought I would. Yeah, it's just a button lock. Yeah, we've got a million of these, right? If you're going to do a button lock, though, I mean, I don't know. You tell me your opinion. Civivi and we do some of the best button locks in existence, right? If you're really wanting to trust that it's going to work and that the geometry is set up correctly, then one of the most trustworthy companies is definitely going to be Civivi, or we, right? Sencut, whatever. Jimping in the right spot, very complimentary index finger position. This is a stupidly comfortable knife. They have many, many things in their massive library that are similar. This is just a lot of that stuff wrapped into one really, really comfortable knife. And I do like the way that they have etched this. So we have the jacket. I mean, you can see it right here. There's the core. And I'm not sure where the exposed edge starts. It's probably right here underneath this, this line right here. But that is extremely cool. So they have etched the entire thing. Well, hold on a sec. I'm not sure how they are doing this. Because okay, so it's a 9CR, 10CR combination. Both compositions are stainless. Somehow they have manipulated how we get this one line right here to show through, and then everything else is etched. Somebody who understands the science of this better than me can probably explain it better in the comments, but that's really neat. Usually you see the very shiny exposed core coming through down here, but this part is etched, so that's not typical. Really, really neat. This will probably perform something like VG10, I think, is how that comes out in the end result, which is fine. VG10 works really well and is actually pretty similar to 154 CM, which I really, really like. And the benefit is that you get a really cool looking blade. So you're going to pay a little more for it, but that is neat. I do like that. Nothing incredibly spectacular or super unexpected from Civivi, but definitely a cool release. And I love that they're releasing bigger knives. That was such a big thing forever. I mean, I don't know if you guys, if you watched my channel through 2023 and 2024, it was like 90% of the knives that I handled were somewhere around the 7.5 inch mark. And I was like, that's fine. Not 90%, maybe 80%. I was like, that's fine, but hey, let's do some bigger ones, right? So very cool. I'm going to save this Civivi and we'll do the Sencut next. So the Sencut is the budget brand of the budget brand, but they tend to apply the exact same level of quality, of course, to Sencut as they do Civivi. So they just cost less because they're not quite as detailed. They don't do some of the exotic stuff. So this guy is, oh yeah, we forgot to go over the price of this one. We forgot to go over it. Let's look at it here real quick. So this guy, yeah, Pragma Prime. We are looking at the Damascus is 58 to 60 HRC, which is probably okay, somewhat reasonable for VG10, right? MSRP, we can ignore that. You're not going to pay that. The MAP, which is what you're going to see it for on like the links that I put in the description, is $99.96, which is exactly what I expected that to be with the Damascus. Makes sense. They will also probably have a Nitro V or 14C28N version of the knife that ideally will be somewhere under $65. It probably won't be. It'll probably be closer to 70, but ideally aluminum 14C or aluminum Nitro V, something under $65 I think would be really, really nice, but I guess we'll see. This one here, this is the Sencut. Did it say? It's the Atheris. Okay, Sencut Atheris. We have another knife on the larger side from Sencut. Very cool. Okay, straightforward. Peel ply textured, kind of an ivory G10, full steel liners, pocket clip, thumb stud and flipper combo. Yeah, I think that's going to be a popular one. So you might be saying, what specifically about this stands out to you versus other Sencut knives? If you've handled all of this, if you're like me and you've handled nearly the entire library of Civivi and Sencut knives, then you're very tuned in to all of the little teeny tiny things that they do and don't do between each model. What I can tell you here is that, number one, a knife of this size from Sencut is definitely on the rare side. They definitely do it, but not very often. Number two, we have just about the most classic handle profile ever. So it's going to be super ergonomic, and let me tell you, it definitely is. This is super comfortable. You have the nice jimping right here, but also probably 9CR 18 MOV. So we're looking at, yeah, 9CR 18 MOV, which is fine. We have a hollow ground classic drop point, almost a little bit of a clip point blade there, but very, very classic, very utilitarian blade profile. These are the types of knives. I get people on YouTube Shorts and TikTok saying, why are you making fun of these trashy knives? There's some people on a budget or not. And I'm like, I know that. I'm not making fun of people on a budget. I'm making fun of the knives that exist that are terrible regardless of the price. Did you buy it for $5? Great, it sucks. Did you buy it for $40? Great, it sucks, and somebody took you for a ride. It sucks either way. Like, these are the types of knives that I would prefer. If you're going to spend money in that sub-$50 territory of the knife world, that absolutely does contain super junky, the TSA confiscated ninja weapons, that stuff definitely does approach, and sometimes go over that $50 mark. So there are definitely people who might be on a budget but are making a conscious decision to buy this stuff, whether they know that it's trash or not. So I try my best to steer people towards, like, everybody knows that I have expensive knives and I buy expensive knives. I also love a good budget knife, and I also love pointing people in the right direction, people who may not know better, and saying, hey, this is the type of stuff. If you're going to spend money, if you're on a budget, you're going to spend money in this territory, this is the type of stuff that's going to make a far better tool. And it's definitely designed to be used as a tool. No, it's not as flashy. You can't live out, you know, your Steven Seagal fantasy. Like, you can't, you don't get to, like, pretend to be the ninja in the anime. You don't get to do that, but you get a more functional tool, right? So I love this a lot. The cutting geometry alone on this is going to be absolutely insane. Even if the blade steel is not the most special thing out there, it's still plenty good. Really, really straightforward, utilitarian one there. And then finally, what else do we have from Civivi? I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh no, it can't be a big knife. It's called the Baby Banter 2. How much is this one gonna be, by the way? This one right here, which will obviously come in multiple colors. So this guy is coming. It's $40. I mean, like, you can't beat that. That's so good. $40. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Migron will sell, so, every now and then you get some 14C28N for like $10 more, right? But Civivi, where I would argue, even if you can get a steel like 14C, right? I think in a lot of cases, like if you reduce it down to like cutting lengths of cardboard, the geometry on the Civivi might allow it to surpass, not just 14C. A 14C28N is not steel that's going to has incredible edge retention. It's probably not that much different from 9CR18. But let's say it's up against D2, right? Some of these other companies, offering like really great combinations of things, and a steel near the same potential edge retention or the same edge retention as D2, right? Whatever value you perceive you get. The Civivi, oftentimes, I'm getting into the weeds of this. The Civivi and the Sencut oftentimes will outcut these knives simply because their geometry is better. That is such a crucial thing there. But on top of that, there's nothing wrong with 9CR, especially at $40. That's a great deal. In 2025, really awesome. So this next one, obviously, this is Ben Peterson designed. Baby Banter 2. Probably a Baby Banter with a different lock. Yep. So these are fine. This, actually, it's more than fine. This is one of my most... Ooh, we got a little bit of fancy going on here. What's the deal here? What was it, like a vertical texturing on G10? Ooh, and little red liners, too. Hold on. It's probably going to be fairly expensive. So this is 14C28N. Crossbar lock. We got some bronze, probably heated. They're probably not anodized tie. It's probably steel that's been heated, right? Crossbar lock, got a nice little pocket clip, stiff but not terrible, right? So this was my, and do I still have it up here? Yeah. So my dedicated travel knife was the original Baby Banter, and this guy was used a lot. Now, either way, I don't know that I would, if I have a specific preference, liner lock, or on a knife that's this small, I got to say two things. Number one, it is a little bit more tricky if your hands are about the same size as mine. It is a little bit more tricky sometimes to manipulate a crossbar lock on a little knife than it is a big knife, right? I would prefer a liner lock on a smaller knife, I think. That being said, there is still quite a bit of room, and I think the way that this widens out, the fact that this is not a little tiny slender knife, it's still pretty wide, right, makes it easier than you would assume, easier than I would have assumed, to manipulate that crossbar lock. Probably on a knife this small, I'm probably not going to do my typical, like, put it against the pad of my hand. Yeah, I recently got myself with another knife doing that. Probably just going to do this, right, just so I don't drop it. But this is a lot nicer than I was expecting it to be. I really like the little details here. Now, of course, that being a Civivi, it being designed by Ben, and them combining all of those little things, those materials, and then layering in that other stuff, we are going to get charged for it. So brace yourselves. Let's find out what they want for that one. It is cool, definitely. Sorry, I'm trying to unfold this. Yeah, okay, it's not quite as bad as I thought. It's still pretty expensive. $67.75. There's always going to be one goofer in the comments freaking out about the MSRP. Ignore the MSRP. The only way you pay MSRP is if you go to Civivi's website, and I don't know. I don't even know if you can. Like, that's just, it's such an arbitrary, it doesn't matter, right? Don't lose your brains over this. $67.75 is what we're going to see at Blade HQ, and I think that's a bit high. I think I would have preferred to see it at about 57, maybe 55, but okay, not bad. Still a budget knife, right? It is really nice, though. I like this one. I like these for travel knives. They're ambi. They have the forward choil, right? Easy to manipulate, and won't get you in trouble in most cases going over state lines. So very cool. It's pretty rare to get a knife of this size you can get a full grip on like that, but you can with this guy, so that's neat. Okay. 3 new releases from Civivi. These will get reviews down the road. Not today. Today's video is just an unboxing and first impressions. But that's it. Really cool. Really excited about these two. These are nice. I like them. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.